Thulasi, what are the type of books that you had been reading in your childhood? And basically, over here, how our idea of wellness changed, I believe, is that it comes when you seek agency of yourself.
And it's one of the books that was recommended by Michelle Obama.
Okay. Wellness that is not very loud, not very performative, but it is sought out in solitude.
Yes, that is expected of a quite essential children's literature protagonist. At the same time, she's an inspiration. Then we have to talk about Virginia Woolf.
Of course, if you're talking about women and wellness, Woolf has to come in some way.
Exactly. Jo is an icon.
Icon.
There's this Japanese concept called Ma, inspires people to take wellness seriously.
And then growing up, of course, we had these really strong heroines. We had the Austen heroines, an iconic book recommended by yet another icon. Hi, I'm Mrittika from the Department of English.
Hello, I'm Thulasi Bala from the Department of English.
And you're listening to us on the Satyabhama podcast. So, wellness. What do we understand when we say the word wellness? Possibly some workouts, some green smoothies. But what if I tell you that our idea of wellness is shaped by the literature we consume? It shapes our mindness about understanding what true wellness really is. So welcome to our episode today on literature and wellness. So to begin with, Thulasi, what are the type of books that you had been reading in your childhood?
I am a huge fan of fantasy, so I used to read books like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Oh yes, all of us have.
Yes, but then again, when we talk about wellness, and today we are going to talk about empowerment associated with wellness, obviously we have to talk about Anne of Green Gables.
Lovely character.
Yes. She's one of the most well-written characters of children's literature, I guess. You can see how her character development. She begins as an orphan, then she finds herself a place. She romanticizes rejection.
Yes.
That's the beauty of Anne.
Finding the positivity in
Exactly. Such an extraordinary character. I don't know, she has become an inspiration for all the young girls from 13, who's like 13 years old. Yeah, she has the charm, she has that bubbliness that is expected of a quite essential children's literature protagonist. At the same time, she's an inspiration.
Yes.
She inspires people to take wellness seriously.
And then growing up, of course, we had these really strong heroines. We had the Austen heroines, we had Bronte's Jane Eyre. And basically, over here, how our idea of wellness changed, I believe, is that it comes when you seek agency of yourself. Like we have in Jane Eyre's case, or if we see Elizabeth Bennet, these were extremely opinionated women who chose themselves no matter what. That is, I think, a very important form of seeking wellness.
Exactly. Obviously, we have to talk about Little Women.
Yes. All the March sisters, exemplary in their own ways.
From Amy to Meg to Jo. Jo is an icon.
Yes. Then you have Beth. And it's very interesting if you see that all four of them have their own ideas of wellness.
Exactly. They represent the diversity of women.
Exactly.
Amy is like a bit materialistic. And then you have Jo. She's this very strong, independent.
Doesn't want to conform to society's conventions.
Assertive she is.
She's assertive.
Yeah, that's what I like about Jo. And then there is Meg. Yeah,
yes.
She is level-headed.
Yeah, everybody the sister who wants to get married. There's this really nice dialogue that just because my idea of happiness is different from yours doesn't mean it's different and doesn't mean it's less important.
That's true.
Yes.
And it's one of the books that was recommended by Michelle Obama.
Okay.
So it's a very iconic piece of literature. I really love that.
An iconic book recommended by yet another icon.
Exactly. Then we have to talk about Virginia Woolf.
Of course, if you're talking about women and wellness, Woolf has to come in some way.
Exactly. Professions for Women, Room of One's Own. I guess still there's an angel that's sitting on my back.
Yes, this metaphor. If we are talking about Room of One's Own, we have to talk about the metaphor of the angel.
We have to address the angel.
The voice that constricts our voice.
So she gave us a voice through these works.
Yes.
She was an inspiration. And then again, contemporary literature.
Yeah, moving on from modern, if we slowly navigate towards contemporary, these Japanese books that are coming out now.
Convenience Store, have you read it? Such a lovely
I just recently read The Days at the Morisaki Bookshop.
Exactly.
I think all of them, they have this particular idea about wellness that is not very loud, not very performative, but it is sought out in solitude.
Yes. There's this Japanese concept called Ma. I don't know, have you heard of it?
No.
Miyazaki uses that very well in all of his Studio Ghibli
Okay.
movies. It's like finding a pause, a moment of pause in the humdrums of life. I guess that is wellness. Finding peace and
exactly.
quiet in between activities that keeps us up. That's a beautiful concept, and I guess all the Japanese literature incorporates that beautifully.
Yes, like
Convenience store,
you know,
Bremen
healing
Morisaki
can
bookshop.
yes, healing can come from the least expected places,
True.
and it always doesn't need to be very loud, or it doesn't need to be performed. It can
Yeah.
also come from
It shouldn't
lack
be
of
performative,
activity.
actually.
Yes,
It should
it
be
can. Yeah,
natural.
it can come from lack of activity.
Exactly. Then there's self-help books, of course.
The more
wellness.
structured approach to wellness, if I may
Yes.
say. Yes.
Atomic Habits, 5 a.m. Club, Essentialism, Grit. And then there's Mountain
The
is
mountain
You.
is you.
That's
Yes, how
a
we are the
wonderful
mountain
work.
standing in our own way. Yes.
So we have to read these books and make ourselves more empowered in terms of wellness.
Yes, because empowerment does come when we understand what true wellness is. And literature is definitely a way to seek that out.
Atomic Habits actually brings out a very structured approach to wellness. I
Yes.
guess in this time and age, we need
Those
such
are the
books.
more practical
Yeah,
approaches, yes, of course.
exactly. So when literature gives you representation, self-help gives you reconstruction.
The reaffirmation,
Affirmation, to
yes,
be
right,
exact.
right, of course.
So that's the beauty of literature. I guess we need it.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to us today as we talked about literature, empowerment, and wellness.
Stay tuned to the Satyabama podcast for more such lovely episodes.